All right. Well, thank you, Stephen, for joining me today. My name is Matthew King. I'm one of the owners here at Tierra King Insurance Marketing. So again, thank you so much for joining with me today and going
Yeah,
through
absolutely.
this.
Absolutely.
Awesome, awesome. So I just have a few questions for you. Um, how long have you been in insurance, and then what product are you mainly selling?
hmm So I've been in insurance for almost 4 years now. My primary focus is Medicare, mostly Medicare Advantage, but I also do some med sups, drug plans, but I also offer ancillary products, like hospital indemnity, dental vision health, cancer, and I also have final expense life insurance as well.
Okay, awesome. You do a little bit of everything.
Right. Yeah.
Do you find that that helps with your overall increase in like revenue and profit that you're able
Yeah.
to kind of
Yeah,
cross
so
sell?
I think so because whenever I come across a client that's in the best position already, and you don't want to change them into something and then they're going to be upset with you. So, I would then switch to, okay, well, you're in the best plan, but you do have some high hospital copays and ambulance. Let's talk about a hospital indemnity plan. Outside of that, it does help quite a bit. And I think too, if you can get multiple products in the home, they're less likely to, switch, answer every phone call and take it because they're like, no, I've got this one guy that handles my Medicare and my life and everything else.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Definitely helps you fill that role of an advisor, right? We believe
Mhm.
heavily in that as well. Are you mainly selling face to face or over the phone?
So I do a little bit of both. I'm kind of moving more towards face to face. Whenever I started, it was kind of during like COVID, and
Yeah.
seniors weren't really comfortable with those in-person visits. So, but I think because of so many people moving to telesales, it's kind of gotten saturated, and there's some people that just their phones are blowing up all day, every day. So, they there's a lot of people that are not answering the phone anymore, and they're more welcome to somebody to come and see them because they haven't had that in a few years.
Yeah, yeah, almost kind of giving you this like weird window of opportunity, right? Where now it's not the main thing that everyone's doing. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. Absolutely. And then I know that you've only done a few, but how are you liking the Medicare preset face-to-face appointments with our company?
Mhm. Yeah, I really like those. So my biggest struggle has always been with the online leads, is being able to get the prospects to answer the phone, especially whenever I do, multi-states, because I've got, license in 20 plus states. If it's not a local number or a number they have saved in their phone, it can be hard to get them. But with the preset appointments, that hardest part is already out of the way. They book it around my schedule. Um, and they take care of the scope of appointment, so I don't have to worry about that. So, all the biggest, hurdles are taken care of, and all I got to do is, go and see them at that point.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's the idea is to try to make it easy, right?
Yeah,
On
definitely.
the agent. And then you know, what's your approach and process for working with that preset appointment lead? Like, kind of walk me through the moment that the lead comes in, like what are you doing, and then what are you doing like as you go to that appointment? Um, just kind of walk us
Right.
through that if you don't mind.
Yeah. Yeah. So whenever I first get it, I do want to just kind of take a look, get their zip code, and kind of familiarize myself with what plans are available. That way I can kind of know ahead of time of, what's going to be the top 3 or 4 options. And then, once I do get there, I can plug in their, doctors and narrow it down from there. But I also like to call and confirm the appointment, just, to make sure that they know I'm coming. And so far, another good thing I really like is whenever I call them, they're expecting me. They're expecting me to call. They know it's about Medicare, and it's not, some kind of bait and switch type thing where they don't even realize it's Medicare. So, you know, uh, so that's been really good as well.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, thank you. And then for agents, that maybe have never tried preset appointments before for the first time, do you have like any kind of little tidbits that you would throw their way to kind of give them like, hey, do this or try this?
Yeah, so I would say definitely be like over prepared when you go to your appointments. My first one with y'all, whenever I went in there and I got to the end, and I always ask for referrals. Doing it over the phone, it don't really get that many. But whenever my first one, I said, "Hey, do you know anybody else that could use some help?" And they said, "Oh yeah, my neighbor could. Let me call him down here right now." And I was glad that I had a scope of appointment on me, so I can go ahead and have them sign that. And I went ahead and schedule an appointment. So have that with you. Have some extra business cards, and make sure you've got like a mobile hotspot or something, either on your phone or separate device, because a lot of these seniors don't have Wi-Fi in their homes. So definitely just have those kind of things, be over prepared. Better to have it and not need it, and than get there and just kind of be stuck.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And then from doing this, I know it may be a little early on our side, but
Mm.
what's your expected like closing ratio that you think that you're probably going to see from these?
Yeah, so over the phone, I've usually been somewhere around like 20-25%, depending on the type of lead. But with in person, my success rate, usually goes up probably like 30 to 33%. So the face to face is kind of, for me anyways, it's kind of where it's at. And I think whenever I, get some more of the real time leads where we try to book them ourselves, I think, like I said, about my biggest hurdle being getting them on the phone. I think I'm going to go with more local, so that if I can't get them on the phone, I can, swing by, drop by, and knock on their door and say, hey, you filled this out, requesting information. You got some time.
Yeah, yeah. And we try to make it where you can run, like you've got your appointment ones that you can leave that on and get, because we allow you to do kind of one at a time. You
Hmm.
can do that and do the real times just to kind of fill in that, dead time while
Yeah.
you're waiting. Cool, cool. And then overall, just how's your experience been like working with us and our team? Have you had an enjoyable time? Are we easy to get a hold of? Those sorts of things.
Definitely. It's been good. Grace has been very responsive, whenever I had questions in regards to the leads. And I even had some other, non-lead related questions that she was able to get answered quickly. And she checks in, makes sure, everything's going smooth, and reminds me to update, my leads as far as what the status are. And I really like that lead portal. It's very, easy to use, easy to start and pause the campaigns, and, pick what county or zip code or state or whatever. So that's really nice, to be able to use that lead portal.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And then my last question for you, and again, thank you so much, Stephen. Um, what would you say to someone who's on the fence about purchasing leads from us? They're like right there, they're like not quite sure. What would you say to that person?
Right. Yeah, I'd say just give it a try. I mean, I think if your biggest challenge is getting people on the phone, like it has been with me, then this kind of takes care of that for you. So all you got to do is just show up, call and confirm the appointment, and then show up, and then if you want to focus on like just the local area, like I said, if you don't want to pay the extra for the preset appointment, just get some local real times. And if you can't get them on the phone, which usually you'll have a better success rate because they see a local number. Matter of fact, one of mine, I called and they didn't answer, and they called right back and they said, I saw this 229 number. I said, hey, maybe that's that guy calling about Medicare, and sure enough it was. So I'd say give it a try, especially with the in-person pre-booked appointments. It's nice that there's no set limit. So, go in and try two or three and see how it goes.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. All right. Thank you again so much for joining us. Thank you for giving that testimonial. And
Yeah,
it's been a
appreciate it.
real
Thanks for having
pleasure
me.
uh, working with you.